Hello and welcome to All We Do is Royal Feud. Oh, we're big royalists on this podcast. As if you've been listening for weeks, you will know. I am Tom Elwes. I'm joined today, as ever, by my co-host, Mr. Ali Woods.
Good morrow, Tom. Hello, and welcome to a very lovely tea and biscuits episode. We'll talk about what we do with this damn bleeding, pesky woman that's infiltrated our poor family.
A bully. She's a bloody bully. She's a bully.
Bloody bully.
Yeah.
And I know, and those sort are like that. I'm talking about Americans, of course. You know.
Of course.
Of course. What else would I be talking about?
No.
So before we get on to the Royal Feud, I've got a couple of things to say, which I don't know if I talked to you about in the Patreon Backers episode. By the way, Patreon Backers episode has the exclusive Patreon only story of Tom getting locked in a toilet during an orgy. So if you want to listen to that,
yeah, guys, get on it. Listen to it. It's a good story. You'll enjoy
$5 a month. Patreon.com/ADIVPod. But apart from that, so I don't know if I talked about it, but I had a virtual wedding, right? My mate's virtual wedding.
Okay.
And a virtual stag do.
Oh God. Okay. That is depressing on both accounts. Okay.
Yeah, it's not fun when the stripper lags.
Yeah. You don't even know if he had paid for the stripper or if he had just found the stripper on Pornhub and then uploaded it.
Yeah, that was a sad bit. We all had to watch the same Pornhub video.
Yeah. Guys, no, start at the same time. Can we all just click at the same time, please?
I can hear someone's ahead. Ahead. But genuinely, yeah. So my mate, he is in the army, and yeah, I know I've got mates in the army, whatever. Sure. Obviously not at the lower level, captain.
No. Yeah. Some sort of like desk pen pushing,
It's not one of the ones they send out into the field. It's the guy back at the office making decisions.
He's the IT guy for the base. Yeah.
Yes, he's in the army, cyber army. You know what I mean? Cyber criminals. No. So you're technically, I didn't know this. I thought you were still allowed to, but right now you're technically not allowed weddings. I thought you were, but it was just limited numbers. But you're not allowed weddings, and this is different from other lockdowns. Yeah, you're generally not allowed weddings unless it's under special circumstances.
Right.
His one features under that because he is about to get shipped out to Mali for 6 months.
Wow.
So he is obviously like going to the army, serving the British Army abroad is like, can we get this done before? And also, him and his now wife are super Christian. They're proper. So it was like a real wedding.
More like your group of friends. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm understanding now. I'm getting it.
Yeah, Christian, like we all are, aren't we, Tom?
Of course.
Yeah. One day I will save your soul. Well, so I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah. So they were having a proper wedding, not like a party wedding where everyone's
right.
Because like obviously everyone's rescheduled their weddings, even though you're allowed weddings for most part, but they just have to be with only like 15 to 30 people. Yeah. So a lot of people are like, well, I'm not going to just celebrate with like my husband and my aunt. Like, that's us reschedule. So then, man, the stag do, right? When you're talking about the royalist, oh yes, like obviously he's got some army mates on there. So it's getting some absolute lads. Guy was like, well, obviously this won't do for like the real one. When we're having the real one, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go shoot boar from a helicopter in Czech Republic. Genuinely. And that was not a joke.
Everyone remember to bring their boar helicopter rifle, okay? Because
you're not going to get away with a pistol on that. Like, it's going to be way too far up.
So. A classic shotty, that will not cut it, okay? We need proper rifles, guys.
But seriously, he was like, I know the bloke. Like, I know it. It's going to be great. Like, it's going to be so good. And then I just wanted to ask, because I was messaging my schoolmates, because I know this guy from school, and he's a really good friend of mine, like one of the first people I met at school, and we stayed friends throughout. And I was messaging other schoolmates who were on the call and I was just like, I really want to ask him, this bloke, his thoughts about Shamima Begum. I wanted to know. I feel like he would explode.
Yeah.
I just wanted to casually say, yeah, man, it's like Shamima Begum not letting her back in the country. It's an absolute disgrace.
Watch the world implode. Yeah.
Just go right out into the screen. And so, but anyway, yeah, what can you do? That was the Zoom stag do. So we had a sort of mini quiz about him and had a couple of pints, and that was it.
Yeah.
The wedding, so it was YouTube Live. That was
Did
the
you
wedding.
need like a link, or could anyone jump on?
You had to have a link, bro.
Oh, okay.
That's a special link.
Just broadcasting it to the world. Just kids being like, lame.
Just commenting, gay, weddings are gay. Just like, what? So then you had to have the link. So about 100 people streaming. He was there.
Some pretty good numbers, actually. It's pretty solid. Put it out as a podcast.
I gotta say, recommend a virtual wedding. You got the wedding on one screen, Liverpool losing 1-0 to Burnley in the other screen. It's perfect. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Take it for the lunchtime kickoff.
Yeah. Me naked, not a problem. Yeah.
I know what I was wearing. I was wearing a suit top with bracelets and a tie, and then tracky B's bottom. It's excellent outfit.
Yeah.
So then, but the wedding mate. So he's in his proper army gear, captain, buttons, lapels, medals, sword. He's got a sword at the wedding.
Fair play.
Exactly. Wife to be in the wedding dress, both wearing masks. And I was just watching it being like, this is fucking Mad Max. This is like so dystopic.
Whoa.
If you can imagine that, just a swordsman in an army gear with a mask on, with a woman with a bride outfit and a mask.
So much information, yeah.
But it was really lovely, to be fair. They like, you could tell they were both really happy because it's proper important for them. And the priest.
Was it a priest or a vicar? What are we talking here?
I don't know. I don't know the difference. It was one of them. I'm not clued up enough in the Christian faith. But when you're talking about everyone should be Christian, so he gives his end sermon speech. I don't know what it was, but he says, "Look, everyone should be a Christian." Now,
oh no, a bit conversion.
I know that is. But I know that is something that shouldn't be said nowadays, and something that in many walks of life is an offensive thing to say. But let me tell you this story.
To be honest, that he literally looked at the numbers and he was like, "This is my time to shine. I probably won't be performing to a big crowd in a while."
And he was like, got the promo. It was the same thing as being like, "And I'm doing some merch, guys. So just smash that subscribe button.
Crosses.
Subscribe to Christianity because we're going to have every Sunday. There's going to be a live chat."
When you think about it, Christianity has some of like the biggest and best merch going. You know,
really does. Mate, cross
everywhere,
necklace.
everywhere.
You know what I mean?
Everywhere you see a cross, all the time.
So he's selling his merch. But genuinely, this is how he goes. He goes, so everyone should be Christian. Now, I know that is an offensive thing to say, but let me tell you this story. And then he talks about this Japanese soldier that was in America, I think, and just kept fighting against the Americans. So they landed there during World War II, and it wasn't until in the 70s, and he was just like fighting against Americans by doing fuck all. But so everyone's like, oh, look at this weird old guy in the jungle. Like he was just like literally just in the woods, just like Rambo style.
Yeah.
He eventually said, a piece in the 70s. I don't know what that had to do with anything, but he said that story, and then he said, so look, now there are things that are facts. A Christian fact. We will be there. At Judgment Day, God will be there. I will be there. You will be there. Putin will be there. He went straight to
Whoa.
Mao will be there.
Okay.
Everyone will be there.
Right.
And we will be judged by God in his infinite wisdom and love. And this is a fact.
Okay.
And then he was just like, so when I say we should all be Christian, I mean we should all be Christians. Anyway, let's give it up for the bride.
He really went full. He saw his. You know what? He saw his time, and he thought, "I'm going to go for it. I'm going for it."
Bruv, I thought he was going to do something about like, I'm saying we should all be Christian. What I mean is, we should all be nice to each other, regardless of faith. But he doubled down. He was like, look, bruv, it's gonna be me, you, and the despots.
Yeah.
So where you going, cuz? Because it ain't gonna be with
when
me.
Judgment Day comes, what side are you on? That's it.
It was like the Rafa Benitez interview. This is a
Fact.
Fact. A fact. This is a fact. You will be judged on Judgment Day. This is a fact.
We all know it's coming, guys. You got to pick your side.
Amazing.
Well, that's a fun experience, a virtual wedding. I've not done one. I hope. To be honest, I live in a world where I don't have to do one, but we'll see. Who knows at this point?
We're not going to get married, mate. Hold the old dog up. You know what I mean? Like, obviously.
Don't give anyone ideas. Come on, bloody hell.
Yeah, exactly. Keep that to yourself. You bloody.
Yeah.
Just quickly as well before we move on, I told you on the Patreon, I definitely told you about this gig I did for essentially kids, 16, 17-year-olds.
Yes.
Again, on the Patreon backers, if you want to listen to it. So I did this online gig, but they asked me to go on their podcast. And I was like, well, I know a thing or two about podcasts. I'll come and teach you.
Yeah.
They asked me questions like, how did you get into comedy, and like what inspired you to get into comedy? And I just realized how we are just starting to become relics. Because I was saying stuff like, well, there used to be this show called Live at the Apollo.
They're like, oh yeah, my dad used to watch that.
Legit. They were like, oh, I think I've heard of that. I think I've
yeah.
It was like, yeah, so in these days, like you had to like watch it at 9:30 p.m. like on the TV at that time, and like that was it.
That would have been like, what?
They were like,
what are you talking about?
Exactly. It was like, so like you just watched the whole series. No. You had to wait every week to watch one episode. We are ancient, bro. We're done.
Wow.
We're done right here.
Wow. Yeah, no, it's kids, honestly, if you were asking kids how did you get into comedy, it's like, well, started a pretty lit TikTok, kind of got maybe like 14 million followers, and then I got a YouTube channel, and then that's the linear progression for kids these days. It's
true. It's true. And I was like, fair play to you guys for doing that, because
none of this bullshit gigging and any of that nonsense hard work stuff. Who needs that shit?
No, they work hard, just in a different way. It's less geography involved and less
more money and success, I would have thought. It's
maybe. But would you? This is the trade-off, though, because would you have wanted to be at school where people had followers, like you would compare? Because we sort of just about missed out on that when there was like an actual competition to, imagine being at school and like some blokes like in year 10 and some blokes got like 30k followers.
All I'm saying is there'll be shitty parents, because there'll be millennials out there who have kids who are teenagers now, right? So there'll be people in their 30s and like late 30s, let's say, who have kids that are teenagers, okay? And like they will be like helping their kids get followers. Like it will be like, we talk about like nepotism, and like, the rich kids will have probably better accounts because their parents can buy them better video gear and better editing software, and
that's mad.
Help them out with it and shit.
That's mad, isn't it?
Well, it's mad times. Mad times.
I'm not going to give my kids squat.
Yeah, you have to work for it.
I had to use my phone. All I had was a camera phone, and that were it. And yes, it was a very good one. But well, that's all. And I just worked hard, and you've got to learn that.
Every day I worked hard. It's all about the content and the quality. No, you don't need all this fancy stuff.
Studying trends, British people be like. Yeah. That's what I did. And there was nothing wrong with that in the day.
Yeah. I was talking to a marketing agency about some content that I was talking to them about being made, and a funny discussion did come up where I was just like, I think I can really make some like impactful stuff for your brand. And then I was thinking like, yeah, but like probably not as good as like the girl who put glue in her hair, or that kid who just like snorts chilies. Like his channel's fucking sick, but like I might be able to get you some views.
Yeah, if it's like a fun day, like people, if people are nice.
I'll be able to get you something like.
It's not absolute top quality gold every time, like a dude eating cinnamon.
Or like the chili snorting man. He just racks the views, millions every time.
Smashing it every time. All he has to do is go buy Colgate. It's the toothpaste I use to get the chili out of my mouth after I've snorted it and then coughed it all up. Anyway,
here's
it's not
here's a Carolina Reaper.
exactly, yeah, exactly. And Colgate are like, here is £80,000. Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
genius. Yeah.
But yeah.
Right. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Right, on to the news, ladies and gents. The story that has dominated the headlines of the Telegraph is that the the royal feud Sunday night, I think it drops, or maybe Monday, I can't remember, depending on time difference with America and everything. But Meghan and Harry are doing a tell-all interview with Oprah Winfrey to discuss their leaving of the royal family. As a countermeasure, okay, because obviously the royal family are pretty pissed off by this. They have now launched an investigation into Meghan's bullying of staff. Ooh. um, I think it's quite interesting from the clips that have come out. It did look like it was real shit being in the royal family, and the press intrusion does look absolutely wank. The argument is, do you think that you signed up to that, like by marrying into it, so suck it up, or do you think you are mistreated?
Well, I try to. Let me just give you some background over to my stance with the royal family. My dad is from Manchester. My mum is from Scotland, right,
So
in
you hate
Glasgow.
them?
So,
Yeah.
so neither are particularly fond of the
Mm.
royal family. Like, I don't have the family in the Devons, the Cornwalls, the Shropshires, the Gloucesters,
Hampshires,
the
Surreys.
Hampshires, the Surreys, the Suffolks, the Kents, that
Yeah.
where it is just big box office. It is like
Prime
me with
time.
Manchester United. It's like
Yeah.
I royal family till I die. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I've never been that bothered by this. I think that I feel like a little bit. I'm not totally pro. Meghan and Harry are the best ever, and like this is exactly what we need. But I'm more on their side. I'm more on their side
Mm.
than the royal family. The idea that the royal family can talk about bullying staff when their whole pedigree has been being like, we are much better than you because we are born in a family of rich blood. Now
Yeah.
go wash my corgis.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like how I find fascinating. But then at the same time, I do think like there should be no surprise from Meghan Markle if she's marrying a Prince of England, how
Mm.
like intrusive the press are, and also
Yeah.
how racist the British press are.
Yeah.
Like, I think if they want to go and do their own thing, then that's absolutely fine. And
But you
I just,
can't. I don't. Yeah, you can't. You
I,
can't be. I think do your thing, but you can't be shocked. Act shocked that British press intrusion on the royal family because it's literally happened for decades. So I don't think that's
yeah, your life, you are. It's like being in the Kardashians. Look how many people that fucked up. Look at the trail of boyfriends and husbands that
look at the
couldn't hack it.
Kanyes and the Lamar Odians.
But
Left
it's true.
behind.
They couldn't hack it. And it is like marrying it's the royal family are the British Kardashians. And I know that's probably supposed to be the other way around,
Yeah,
but
I would almost certainly say that is the other way around.
but I don't think so. But it's true. You're gonna so if you marry into that, like you'd have thought if they didn't want that, then they would have just said, look, I love this girl, we're gonna get married, we love each other, and by when we get married, we're gonna sack it all off. I do really like Harry because
He's
A,
also
one of the
a ranger.
brotherhood. He's one of the brotherhood. He's one of the Ranger Brotherhood. I see him at the meetings sometimes.
Yeah.
B, he has gone through some shit, in fairness to him, with his
Yeah.
mum dying and having to walk through the streets like, to
That's
get a good
pretty fucking
picture of
heavy.
him
Yeah.
when he's a kid, going off to Afghanistan and fighting, like proper actually fight. I'm not gonna lie, probably did some bull hunting in Czech Republic himself.
Yeah. Yeah. Him and the chaps.
But I wouldn't want to do either of those things. And so fair play to him. He's gone through the mill a bit.
Massively so, yeah.
Yeah. So, but I sort of just can't be bothered. I think it's all very petty, and it's all sad. It's sad to see like how much of the British public like agree with the Daily Mail and the Telegraph in just that this foreign woman who
Mm.
isn't white is just the worst thing ever. And
What
that's
I
just
what I what I
what
find
do you think?
interesting what do I find interesting is, well, first of all, they Meghan is claiming as well that apparently, well, she hasn't said, but her insiders had said, so this could all just be nonsense trash, but that it was Kate who was leaking some of the stories about her that were coming out, right? Um, Which is quite interesting because I could imagine Kate getting quite jealous because obviously when Meghan came along, Kate was very much sidelined as a boring, we've seen it all before, whatever, I'm bored of you
Yeah,
person. Whereas
yeah,
Meghan came along, she was like, wow, she's interesting and beautiful and from a different culture and come from
yeah, and she's a
America.
normal person
Yeah,
because she's an actor in America,
yeah, exactly. So
as we all are.
it would be hilarious if it did actually come out that she really was leaking sneaky stories. It was a Wagatha Christie Gate, but a sort
Yeah,
of Duchess Christie Gate
yeah. Kate
scenario.
Middleton's account.
Yeah,
That's yeah.
exactly. But how do I feel? I feel like, yeah, come on. The crying, the sort of like, oh god, I didn't know how hard it would be, is nonsense. Like you can't. You fucking signed up for it. You signed up for it. You married in. Um, but
Mm,
equally, the walking away shouldn't have been demonized and chastised as it was. Just like, if you want to walk away, walk away. It's not a problem. Like, that's fine. But I don't
mm.
think crying about it. I'm just like, come on, you fucking married a royal. You know what's up. Um,
But
so
she's thought the ginger one, he probably doesn't get much attention. They're probably
yeah,
like
I leave him
it's
alone.
like marrying the bastard child, the like Harry Snow, who
Yeah.
they're just like, well, he's technically part of the family, but you
Well,
know.
well,
But actually he's quite a big deal as well.
well, anyone in the royal. I mean, oh god, that whole family are just fucked. I've watched a lot of The Crown, and it all looks shit. Like, but I do understand that, like, having your entire life, if you didn't pick it, is an annoying thing. To have to like service isn't all a barrel of laughs. It's not all fun and games. It is actually hard work. You actually have to do a lot of stuff, and you didn't pick it. So I do understand that. That is a weird concept. Whereas, like, fair enough if you had opted into this, but
Mm.
if you're just born into it, you have no choice. Then yeah, no, there's an argument there that's kind of
Yeah.
difficult because you
I
couldn't
agree. Yeah, if
choose.
you're born into it, it's like what's their faces kids, Will and Kate's kids. I'm looking at them and being like, you fucking signed up for something without your consent that you have
Nothing.
no
Yeah,
idea
yeah,
what's going to happen. Like the fact that you're 2 years old wearing a little sailor costume in the Telegraph, you're on like the front page,
yeah.
being like, George is absolutely loving his new
It's like
sailor costume.
one of the
This
most.
kid's two. Just let
Yeah,
him fucking play with shapes and
he
colors,
doesn't
bruv.
even know. He
Give him
doesn't even know
give
what
him
that.
at
Yeah,
least 13 to 16
yeah.
years to sort of develop some sort of ego and id
It's not
before you
just that, man.
start.
He's like OG influencer. Like, if he wears a little outfit and gets photographed in it, that outfit will then sell out like
Mm.
tenfold, kind of thing. And so it's very those photos of him and Obama and him waving outside the hospital were like some of the most viral photos of that year, possibly. The one of him in his dressing gown shaking Obama's hand was just like everywhere, and like he has no say in that. He's a little child, but you know,
And like, yeah, if you say, "Am I jealous?" Yeah, sure,
yeah,
because I create lots of
whatever.
great content. And like, if I was like 2 and wore a sailor costume and a dressing gown, then obviously,
Yeah.
yeah, I'd be smashing it as well. But
And I
like,
put that on my
come on,
OnlyFans every day, and like I get nothing.
nothing, absolutely. I've lost subscribers. I've
Yeah,
lost.
I've lost, and I tried to get near Obama, and guess what? Security tackled me. So that's
Exactly. It's like, where's the fairness in that? I'm like, I'm British, mate.
yeah. Come on,
Hello. But
hello.
yeah, I don't really. The thing is, I struggle to really care too much about it because it's a little bit like what is that? Like the show, like the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and stuff
Yes,
like that, where
yes.
it's like really rich people all complaining that they've been harder done by, and I'm like,
People,
you all
pe-
live sick lives, bruv.
yeah, yeah. But like, it's like that is to the extremist level. Like, people love to watch rich people bitch about each other. Rich women in particular bitch about each other. That's why those Real Housewives shows are
I
good. People
love
fucking
it.
love that shit. It's never just like those shows are never just like run of the mill working mums who live in middle
Yeah,
income families. There's always rich ladies of some
yeah.
bullshit. So
Wearing amazing earrings that cost
yeah,
2,000 quid, who are
exactly.
jangling around behind them,
So
going, "I know who she thinks she is, and
yeah.
she comes
Uh-uh.
here, she comes here and just starts running her mouth off."
Yeah. So it's interesting because it's the next, it's like that to the extreme extent, and that's why people like it. Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough on that. The next subject matter in our news segment is that of Rishi Sunak's budget. How do we feel about the budget, Ali?
So the big news coming out of this is that furlough is being extended to September when it was supposed to be stopping in May, which
Seems a
makes
bit
everyone a
dodgy.
little bit suspicious.
Oh,
I'm going to do the Queen's accent for the
no.
rest of the podcast.
That is a bit. That's a bit odd. That's a bit odd.
Oh, Rishi, I thought you said this would all be over by summer.
Yeah, yeah.
So what's funny is for me personally, my story on this is the difference between social media platforms. I did a little sketch, whatever, it was hilarious. But it was about the way the news is covering it. So it's like, oh, summer lockdown is going to be over, the furlough's extended, so nothing's going to be over. That was a joke. I take it
Classic.
you're not
Yeah.
laughing because you're stunned.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen it before, so I'd seen the joke, but I really witnessed how
They
amusing
get
it
loads of
was.
views. But
Yeah.
on Instagram,
Yeah.
the lovely people of Instagram who follow me, thank you if you follow me on
Yeah.
Instagram. Comments like, haha, so true, jokes, whatever. Great. TikTok, full blown arguments about the government, conspiracy theories,
Good.
and it just kicks off between people in the comments who are just like, exactly, they have no idea what they're doing. How dare you? Do you think the economy would have recovered by September? Do you even know how economics works?
Yeah, yeah.
Like that. And then obviously that escalates.
It's when
like,
people start bringing in their own.
this is exactly it.
Yeah.
Because they're just putting out carrots. Don't you see that this will never be over? They're trying to control us. And then you just it just goes off into.
It's when people actually start bringing in their own credentials into arguments as well, where it's just like, I actually spent 2 summers at law school, so I actually have a pretty good understanding of the law. So like, obviously I know, like.
It's like, chill out, bruv, man. But look, good luck to people who are on furlough. I hope it is helpful for it to extend itself. Did you see the clip of Rishi Sunak, very Alan Partridge, talking to kids about Coca-Cola?
I did. Very good.
So good.
Coke. Not.
Absolute. I love Coke. I love
Coke. Huge Coke.
I love
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, of course. They're just robots. These people.
Yeah.
Is Rishi Sunak too small to be a prime minister? What do you think? Do you know how tall he is?
No, how tall is it?
5'7".
5'7".
If you notice now, he's got the Bruno Mars PR, because if you see pictures of him, always from below, and so people are always in the background. He's rarely had a picture with him where he's standing next to other politicians.
He has have you ever seen the film Pop Star, the Andy Samberg sort of Justin Bieber ripoff? He employs a visual augmentator, which is a guy who's just a bit shorter than him, who stands with him in all photos.
Yeah. That's right, but that's what he needs. But is that too short for a prime minister, for a male prime minister, 5'7"?
I think Rishi's too nice. I don't think,
Really?
Yeah.
Too nice.
It seems it's too much of a sweet guy. Need kind of.
Oh, Tom, don't buy into all that shit, bro.
He's nice. I like him.
He's a billionaire.
He's so nice, though.
Billionaires aren't nice, man. Just because there's pictures of him holding Nando's and Wagamama's.
Why is Richie a billionaire? What's he a billionaire from?
So it's some sort of I've forgotten, but it's hedge funds basically. It's like family hedge funds.
Okay.
So he's now the richest person in the government. He's richer than Boris Johnson.
Boris isn't that rich. He's always complaining about wanting more money to do up his flat and stuff.
They just have no fucking clue.
Yeah.
They're so far removed. Yeah. How can the prime minister of the country be whinging about not being able to
I actually don't get enough. Yeah, it's pretty ghastly. Yeah, they're always complaining because the prime minister's salary is what I think is like 150 grand or something.
No, it's less than that. It's not a lot. It's like 70 or 80k. But that's the point, is that you're supposed to be like, I'm doing this for the duty of the government. But the thing is, obviously, you become prime minister, you do that for 5-10 years, and then you get public speaking jobs where you're like, people paying like £500,000 to go to a half-hour speech.
Yeah, talk about anything. Yeah, and also like it's they complain because in America it's like $500,000 is your presidential salary, I think.
But the thing is, it's like, what is money to these people? Because they're not paying or buying anything. There's nothing.
Yeah, it's true.
Nothing's going on for them.
It's true. Yeah.
Which as well, Matt Hancock put AirPods on his expenses. 240
I actually needed them for hands-free, like talking and stuff.
when you've got like what these guys like what's another one? What's that bloke who? Oh fuck, I forgot. The guy's name. Oh shitter, I can't remember the people in the cabinet. But when you've got bloody Rishi Sunak expensing Beats by Dre as being like, yeah, but when I'm at meetings, like I need to be looking good because otherwise
Yeah.
people won't trust me.
Yeah.
So
They all come in to the cabinet meetings with Beats by Dre around their neck, like the Olympic athletes. Like,
it's
guys,
crazy.
yeah.
But yes, well, yeah, with regards to the budget, I mean, there's not much to say on it. Economic recovery is
Guess
still in
what?
the
He's gonna have to jack taxes. That's what we've learned. Guess what? It's coming. There's gonna be massive tax hikes.
and news. I didn't look into it to be fair, but I just saw on Twitter going around that nurses are going to get a pay rise
1%
of
bullshit.
1%.
Yeah.
So that's so lucky them. Good for them.
Absolute dog shit, that.
But their clapping has gone up by 60%, so that's good.
That really was infuriating. Look, I don't mind. Look, tax rises are going to have to come. We're all going to have to pay more tax because that's how government works. That's how you pay off, stupid
Mm.
sums of money. When you borrow X amount of billions of pounds, we're going to have to pay it back. But I'd rather the nurses got a
Go
higher
on, Mark.
pay rise and tax corporations a bit more or something, or like
Yeah.
whatever.
It's just dumb. They don't care. They know people won't remember and they won't care. That's the thing.
No. But it's, well, whatever. Right, guys, we are going to move on to the new segment. Right, we've got a new segment, and it's your agony uncles. Your agony uncles.
Full title is
Okay,
Agony Uncles, but not in a weird way.
but
That's
not in
the
a
full
weird
title.
way.
Not in a weird
Okay,
way.
not in a weird way. We asked you guys to send in some of your life mares issues that are going on with you. Okay, and you just sent in a few. I guess it was quite a broad topic, and we are going to try and help you, and then maybe go back to the person who sent in the query, and we'll see how we can help and progress their life further.
Yeah,
Ali,
and
do you want to?
also I will caveat by like the absolute giggle of us being good at life, or
Yeah,
like to give advice. But look, what we are is we're earnest, we're sincere, and we will give it a ruddy good go. So if
yeah.
that's all right with you, then that's all right with us.
Okay.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah, you go.
Hey, it's a good start.
Mhm.
Thought I'd send my current life, Mayor. I'm a PhD student, came back to my parents for Christmas and have stuck around for a few weeks, but need to head back to the East Mids soon, East Midlands.
Cool. East Mids, like it.
My life, Mayor, is that I've met someone down here.
Oh no.
See him fair few times a week, and it's going well.
Oh
But
no.
now I'm heading back beginning of April, so it's got a month left. How can we do long distance in COVID? We both live in 1+ households, can't bubble up. He's in Devon and I'm in East Midlands. Too difficult? Would love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for all the videos. You kill it every time. So that was just me saying that, but but thank you very
I think your
much.
penis is also huge. Well done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you are the sexiest guy ever. Anyway, I won't read that, but
Yeah.
but Tom, what do you make of
Okay,
that
so
long distance? Have you done it? What are the
okay.
advice?
Look, I'm gonna hit you with some stuff here. First of all, it's COVID, so can't see each other anyway. So I guess Zoom life isn't that
I
bad.
assume they've been going for walks, I assume?
Yeah.
Maybe walks?
Okay, so you do a bit of COVID life. East Midlands, Devon. That is pretty damn far away. That is up
Mm.
sort of other ends of the country. That's going to require, I would say, meet in the middle. Possibly London is where you're going to be looking at meeting.
Of course you would
Um,
say that's your answer to everything. Any
yeah,
sort of geography problem. Should we meet, like, in London? Maybe that works
yeah,
for everyone?
yeah. Sort of specifically,
Like, there's a reason,
North
like, it is
London.
the best
It,
city in
yeah,
the country, so should we
Yeah,
just meet
and
there?
I don't want to get on a train. But I would say, yeah, like you can do Zoom live for a bit, and then when everything opens back up in June, and your fingers crossed, and your all is well. Surely the university term ends in um
September, I'd say, for
September.
PhDs. I think they normally
I,
do a bit longer, so
yeah, okay. Well, so but also isn't there? So they're both from the East Midlands, but they're going back to different bits of uni.
no, I don't think so. I think she's from Devon,
Yeah.
and she came home for Christmas, and this guy's also from Devon, and
Oh, and
they've just
she's
met and started dating, but she's about to go back to
okay.
the
So
East Midlands
you do a bit of long
for,
distance.
but she also, she I don't think she says she's in her last year. So if she's a PhD student, she could be there for another two
I,
and a half
I
years or something.
I don't think a bit of long distance actually that's not that bad, is it? I mean, We're all pretty used to Zoom right now.
Have you done long distance relationship?
Sort of.
Don't want to get into that.
Yeah, like I sort of no, I did a kind of long distance thing for a bit, and it was hard work, and it requires good timing. But at least you're in the same time zone. At least you're not doing long distance in a different country with a different time zone, which is what
That's
I
a
did.
good point.
That is really hard and really difficult. So if you're in the same time zone, just set a time every day or 2 days and be and Zoom each other. Just the little things, message each other, little things. Keep it going, keep it light, keep it fresh. Okay, and when you can start traveling to other places, you're gonna April you'll be able to, or at least May, you'll be able to see each other indoors. So book a weekend, go see each other, and then you'll be back for the summer before you know it. And jobs are good in. So I wouldn't stress. This is fine, unless you think he doesn't want to do long distance. That's the issue. That's what I'd go back to him with. If you're keen, propose it to him. See what he says. If he's not keen, might not be the one for you.
Yeah, I'd say be upfront. I'd agree. My only proper relationship, was long distance. I was in London, she was in Bristol. So
Right.
I have done.
Is that what you told your friends? Yeah, she just doesn't live in
Yeah, she goes
London,
to
so
another
you
school.
can't
Like,
really
a bit weird. Like, she
can't
doesn't
really
have
see
Facebook.
her.
She doesn't really have Facebook. Like, it's just,
But
she's like so fit. Like, she's a model.
Yeah. She was actually Miss Bristol. So
yeah. Have you been to Bristol? I'm from Bristol. Where does she live? Like, like near the centre. Near the centre.
Yeah, like
So but yeah, it is tough, and that was when we could actually sort of hang out with each other, proper, no COVID restrictions. I would say similar to Tom to this. Firstly, difficult struggle. Appreciate that. I would say you've got a month now to talk about it with him, see what he's saying, feel him out, be honest. Then also, don't worry about the COVID stuff, because as Tom says, COVID or not, it's going to be tough anyway. It's not really going to affect it that much. And if anything, now is people are more accepting of long distance stuff because you can't really see loads of people. So I think the Zoom thing is a good point. And then also just there's not much going on right now, so might as well just keep it going. Keep it going and see how it is, and Zoom, and maybe meet in the middle. And look, like, if you really like each other, you will make it work. But don't stress too much about it. See what he's saying and give it a go if you're both on it. And then if it doesn't work out, that's fine as well. But don't feel like it's going to be crazy for you to suggest it, because if you like each other, you would do it.
Exactly. Nothing is too difficult if you like each other enough. So that's all you need to know. Right. My agony uncle segment. This is a bit of a different speed, not relationships. This is having dyslexia and still not knowing having dyslexia and still
you
don't
just
know.
talking about yourself?
Yeah, exactly. Having dyslexia and still don't know my talents or what I love to do. It's sad. Caveated with. Okay, so that is tough. Look, as a dyslexic person,
I'll take this one, Tom. Sorry.
Yeah, off the top.
No, go for it. You dyslexic channel.
Like, I think dyslexia is tricky because it narrows your options. Really, like, look, realistically, you're not gonna want to do a job like a lawyer that requires you to read extensive contracts. That's just something that would be too difficult. However, you just got to find things that you do love. This doesn't even necessarily apply just to dyslexic people. This is just generally, I think, a lot of people, especially at our age, who's like mid to late 20s, like, people are trying to figure out what they want to do. A lot of people, I think, came out of uni, just get a job, right, straight out of the bat, because they're like, fuck, that's what people do. Don't love their job and don't really enjoy it. And I think as people get into their later 20s, they start thinking, like, actually, I'm going to be working till I'm at least 70. I need to find something that I kind of like, at least, like a bit, because I'm going to have to do this every day, 5 days a week till I'm 70. So I don't want to fucking, waste my life kind of thing. So I think this does apply to dyslexia. Dyslexia just narrows your field a little bit more, but I think it's more of a wider issue for everyone, and everyone has to find something that they find joy in. And look, I don't want to slag off people who are like lawyers or accountants, because a lot of people find a lot of joy in being a lawyer.
A lot of my mates are them, that's the lads.
Yeah.
So
not me personally. I think, I'd honestly rather end it. But, like, there are people who
I was asking you, mate.
Yeah.
That's why I sort of didn't become a lawyer, because, like, I was like, not for me.
Yeah, a bit boring,
Yeah, exactly.
That's why, That's why I wanted to be a sort of professional snowboarder and then comedian. So, Mum,
Comedian's the backup. Comedian's the safe option.
yeah, safe option. Mum wasn't thrilled, but I was like, Mum, look, I think I've got a really unique take on snowboarding. Like, I really think I can go the full whack. But yeah, what do you think, Ali?
So I haven't had any sort of disability or different ability, however you say it
Okay.
nowadays. However you bloody saying that,
Yeah.
Dave? In hellfire. Can't even say you're British. But if I was wanting to be a sort of professional tan model or a sun
Yeah.
model, that would be an issue. It would be an
Yeah.
issue.
You
So
gotta accept what you can and can't do, people. That's all right.
but look, man, like, don't let anyone ever, or her, whoever this is, I just say, man, bruv. Look, don't let anyone, including yourself, limit what you can do.
Mm.
So it's just going to be, we've said it on this podcast before, and it was actually Scott Capurro on this podcast who said it, which stuck with me. No one's going to stop you apart from the voices in your own head.
Mm.
If you want to do something, there's no one out to get you. There's no industry set up against you. It's just going to be those moments where you think to yourself, I'm not good enough. I don't deserve this. I can't do it. It's too hard. And if you can overcome those moments, which you can, then you'll be able to do whatever you want. And as Tom said, a lot of people don't love their job. They just do it. Just think about what you enjoy doing in your day to day. What is it that you like? And think about, how can I make that a career? And it's going to be tough. It's going to be hard. Me and Tom know, because we're still trying to be comedians. And a lot of people have said to us, give up, get over it. You'll never work at
Stop,
this club
please.
again.
Yeah.
Stop. And that's during shows.
Yeah.
But it doesn't stop us. We
No.
keep on going.
Just plow on.
So just think about what you enjoy, how you can make that your career, and put the work in. And really, I don't feel there's any secret apart from that.
And to be honest, the internet, we live in a world where you can literally make anything a career right now. Like the guy who snorts chilies or the girl who puts glue in her hair. That is 10 years ago, that wasn't an option. There was no income from that. There was zero income from snorting chilies. But now
people are going to say, the snorting chili guy, he's a genius. How can anyone do that? But these people are not special.
Yeah.
Tom's true, right? You can just experiment, try. Don't be fair. What we coming back to this podcast original conception is, don't be scared of failing. You're not going to be good when you start out. That is just, you might be better than other people who also start out, but you are not going to be brilliant at whatever you try for the first time. You might be brilliant for your category, for your age or whatever, but you are not going to be great. Just get over that fact and just start doing it and just try. Because the real failure is from not even trying because you're scared.
Yes, agreed. Right. We are going to now move on to fail mail. We asked you all for your weirdest crush. Let's just spin some of these off because some of them are pretty odd.
I want to ask you, firstly, thank you very much for everyone who sent in their fail mail, as always. I love reading through them. Very enjoyable. Did you get as many Robin Hood?
I know. I got a lot. Yeah, like as in,
I got some of that as well. Exactly. Which I want to say, firstly, I know you're trying to be flirty, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But it's weirdest crush. Yeah. So it's like, how upsetting is it for people to say, I have a crush on you? And I find that extremely strange.
Weird and disgusting. I'm repulsed myself.
So yes, I will say that. Get a lot of that. But also, did you get a lot of the fox from the Disney cartoon Robin Hood? I got like 3.
I got one of them. I got Scar as well from The Lion King. Sexy Scar.
Also from that same thing, Maid Marian as well. And then from the animated Robin Hood, she had no business looking like that.
One twisted fucker, Mr. Blobby. Again.
So that is mad that you'd be attracted to Mr. Blobby. I don't even know how that manifests later.
Well, Richard Dawkins, someone's put.
We should caveat this in that we're not looking to kink shame anyone, but some of these are mad. And we did say weirdest crush. So another one which came across the board, Simba, not Scar, but Simba, especially teenage/adult Simba, people were saying.
Yeah, people are into that. I got Mufasa as well, which is a lot of Lion King references going on here.
Fair. Very specific one. The actor who played Oliver Wood in Harry Potter, and he still is. I don't know why.
I don't know who Oliver Wood is.
No.
Milo the purple tweenie was my first crush. From the Tweenies, if you remember, sort of children's daytime TV, and from sort of about
Oh, yeah.
2004.
Yeah. I remember that. Peter Pan, cartoon one. Philip Schofield when he worked on children's TV.
Keith
Oh.
Lemon.
Eminem in the noughties. Don't know why that's
Okay.
weird. It's
Yeah.
quite
Greg off MasterChef.
Rayman from Rayman the Great Escape.
Okay. Nice.
I love the specificity of that. Like, it's like a specific Rayman game, not just generally Rayman.
Yeah. Politicians, both. I got Matt Hancock and a David Cameron.
Yeah, I got. Speaking of that, got. Where is it? Boris Johnson. I can't remember, but someone sent me in Boris Johnson, Bojo, because they had a sex dream about him. So that'll do it, won't it? That will do it. Oh no, sorry. David Cameron was their weird crush, but they also did have a crush on Bojo, Boris Johnson, when they had a sex dream about them. I've got a few more here I can write off. Richard Madeley.
Yeah.
Kristoff from Frozen. Yeah. Richard Madeley. I mean, he's a bit weird. He's just a bit weird, older bloke. Woody from Toy Story.
Yeah.
Theresa May.
Mm-hmm.
Sad. That is sad. Paddy McGuinness.
The guy that runs my corner shop, he's always stoned, but gives me a bit of joy with his chat.
Oh, that sounds sweet. That sounds sweet. Why not go for it? Ask him out.
Stephen Merchant.
Oh yeah, okay. Strange. Poor bloke. Imagine getting read out on this as well. Just a couple of young comedians just being like, Stephen Merchant.
You bloody weirdo. Yeah.
All stormtroopers. It's the outfit. Star Wars, not Nazis. Someone sent in.
Good to clarify.
Jerry Springer.
Yep.
Pete Barlow from Coronation Street. Yes. My Peter Barlow crush was weird because I was 10 years old, and at the time his character was an alcoholic.
What does that say?
The spaniel from Dogtanian. Don't even know what that is.
Wow. Okay.
Attracted to the dog. Jarvis Cocker, the old guy in Roadhouse. Tramp the dog in Lady and the Tramp. Just a great personality. He seems like a nice guy. I love that. Bringing the dog home to the mum. Look, I know, but he's just a lovely bloke. Another fox from Zootopia. My English teacher. Now we are good friends.
Oh,
I'm not sure how that worked out. Prince Harry, Domhnall Gleeson, Professor Green, my boss, lol. A holiday rep on a campsite. He was my mate's cousin. Now I don't get this bit. Bought a photo keyring. Ha ha. Does that mean to get photo
together? I don't know. We'll maybe do a bit of follow up for next week on that if you want.
Lead singer of Keen, which I completely understand.
Fuck that.
Weird one. Peter Crouch, Snork from the Moomins.
Yeah.
Nick Knowles, and then finally someone just wrote myself. Strange. Jeremy Paxman and Dave Bautista again, but I think Bautista's all right. But yeah, thank you very much for those stuff. I was thinking about this. Esmeralda was definitely one for me. Disney. Also Princess Jasmine as well.
My first love, still stand by it. Martine McCutcheon. Big fan.
He was
big fan. On EastEnders, then in Love Actually, I was a sucker.
I get that. I did like her in Love Actually as well. I'm trying to think. Mine was pretty basic. I like Mary Kate and Ashley. And I used to think about like how I'd like have a laugh with one and then like kiss the other. I didn't know why that would work like that. I saw there must have been some cartoon stuff. It's just weird, isn't it? You don't really know what's going on when you're like sort of 9, 10.
What I'm saying 11. Is if we could get Martine McCutcheon on this podcast,
happy days.
Possibly lose it. Right. In a non-weird way. Right, guys.
Thank you.
Cool story, bro.
If we get this woman on the podcast, I will lose it.
Yeah. So it was that Activia yogurt advert. Oof. Right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Please follow me on all good social media outlets. And please subscribe to our Patreon if you want to hear some sort of bonus episode every week and you want to hear those weird and wonderful stories that we tease on here that we only share on there. Thank you so much.
Yep, Rachel from S Club 7 as well. Really liked her.
Oh, yeah. Rachel Stevens. Yeah, classic. Yeah. Holly Valance as well.
I was in a restaurant once with Rachel Stevens. She was still beautiful.
Wow.
Even decades down the line.
Oof.
Shout out Delissery in Mill Hill, no longer with us.
Okay.
Delissery, that is not Rachel Stevens. Anyway, so that's the end of the podcast. Yes, of course. If you want an extra episode every Tuesday where we're going to talk about other stuff, then patreon.com/ADIFPod, $5 a month to support us, and you'll be able to get that extra content. So thank you very much to those who do. We really appreciate it. I've been Ali Woods. You can catch me at Ali Woods Gigs, and you can follow the podcast on social medias, ADIFPod. Thank you very much for listening to another episode. We really appreciate it. This has been All I Do Is Fail. See you next time.
Thank you. Goodbye.